Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. As you can see behind me, the GT6 is back, and I've got a couple boxes of parts here for that one. We're going to be ripping the exhaust system off this thing. It's not in the best of shape, so it's going away from the manifold back, and we'll be installing a full stainless kit that we just got in from Europe. So let's get at it. Opening the box up for the first time, we've got, looks like, the front section. We've got the rear section with a resonator. We've got stainless muffler in the back. And hardware kit. So I'm going to get the hood opened up and see what this is going to take. I did go on, when I brought the car in the other night, soaked down the studs on the exhaust manifold, hoping not to break them. I'm pretty certain that the exhaust has been off this car before. I don't know, but the manifold looks like it's got some kind of coating on it. That is a baked coating, not just a paint. So I'm assuming at some point this thing's been apart and will come apart fairly easy. We'll see. But I did, like I said, hose down those studs with PB. So hopefully they'll come apart easy enough. And this should go pretty straightforward. Should be pretty straight. And this should be pretty straightforward. We'll see. But yeah, the owner is really looking forward to getting this done. And I've also got a fuel tank to put in because it's got a little bit of a leak, but I don't know if we'll cover that on this video or not. Anyways, I'm done rambling. Let's just get at it. So first up, I'm gonna get in here. As you can see, it's kind of corroded. This is broke off already underneath the car once before. We'll get in here and work on these nuts and studs, try to get them to break loose from this manifold. But as you can see, the manifold's been coated, so I'm pretty sure it's been off of here before, but I'm not positive. Anywho, we're gonna work on getting those loose. Won't bore you too much with it, and get underneath. Like I said, the exhaust is broke about firewall depth under the car. It's just clamped back together currently, just to have it a little quiet. So that should come off pretty easy, and then I should be able to just cut up the tail section and get it yanked out pretty easy. We'll see. But as I said, I'll see if I can get these to break loose without breaking the studs off. That would be a big benefit if I can manage that. Beautiful. And there we have it. No broken studs. They came off pretty easy. Like I said, I did spray it down with the PB Blaster about 24 hours or so ago. But yeah, they dropped down pretty easy. So now we got to get under here and drop this out. You can see there's a chunk of flex pipe in there. And so I'm going to just unbolt that, and I can knock this whole front section off, and then pull the rear section down separate. Should be pretty easy, but we'll see. So as you can see, it had been sort of repaired once, but got a lot of pinholes in it. So it was time to go. And now we're going to start replacing it with this full stainless setup from Reamer Brothers out of Europe. We got stainless tail muffler, stainless resonator, and stainless midsection or main section. So shouldn't ever have to worry about it rotting out again. But I'll start working the pieces in, see how easy it goes, and yeah, go from there. Got to go through the hardware, see. It should have, I would assume, new gaskets, clamps, all that to put it together, but we'll know shortly. So it looks like we've got all the hardware. We got new washers, gasket, and the brass nuts for the manifold. We've got locks and nuts and bolts and clamp plates, new clamps, and new rubbers for the hangers. So yeah, I'm going to start by working this section under the car and going from there, I think. I may go on and sort of slip it together. I don't know yet. But I want to work from the front back, so I want to work that piece in, sort of get it up to the manifold, and see how everything lays out, and go from there. So, got the new front section slid up into place, and I just put hand tight 2 of the factory nuts back on there. No gasket or anything, just to kind of sit it and hold it in place, so we can figure out where everything needs to land. So I'm going to get the next section and clamps, kind of wiggle everything in there, loosely fit everything. Then I'll come back to the front, put the gasket in, and work my way back, tightening it up as I go, and get the mounts on it, all of that, and we should be good. Well, it's another day, and pulling the exhaust off the car went really smoothly. And yeah, I went to bolt up the new kit and quickly found a problem. If you'll notice, the front section of this pipe looks pretty similar, except the resonator isn't where it's supposed to be. It's in this section, which is supposed to clamp on here, but it's missing bends, and the muffler is got a wrong bend in it and a mount location wrong as well. So I did some digging, ran the part numbers on the kit that we received, and it is wrong. It's for a wrong car. The owner of the car, when he ordered the parts, right next to the GT6 model on the website was another model, same engine, same Mark 1 designation, but was a different model. And that's what we received after waiting a couple, month and a half, almost 2 months. And yeah, so instead of shipping this back, which is going to cost an arm and a leg, we're going to make it work. So I'm looking it over right now, lining everything up. I'm gonna come in here, cut this section off so the resonator can go in the factory spot and clamp on. Then I'm going to work my way back and just basically match what's here from the factory and go from there. Hopefully we can make something work, get the car back on the road without it having to sit here for a couple months waiting on parts and wasting more money and time. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It definitely put a kink in things, but that's okay. we'll get it figured out. So made our first cut, put the resonator in the factory location, and this is the section I cut off the resonator, which will end up coming into play back here for the muffler section, which is straight and has a clamp-on deal. So we're going to cut this off here. We'll use this bend to make this bend here going into the muffler. And then I've got a slight bend here, which isn't quite enough for what I need, but I think I can manipulate the cut a bit and make it work. We'll see. So to get this bend to make this angle, I laid it out and I cut the tube on a very slight angle. So now we've got the same angle as the factory bend. So I'll go on and clean this up, tack it up, and work my way back. So we got our bend situated here. Kind of hard to tell. This goes in two different directions. So if I hold it up at the right angle, we got our bend right there and in this direction. So it comes out this way and goes down slightly. So we got that right. Now, I did not have another bend for this right here. So all I'm doing is cutting this on a very slight angle, like so, which will get us what we need there. So I'm gonna go on and tack this joint up. No, it's not going to be as good as a clean mandrel bend, but if you can tell, these aren't clean mandrel bends. So I'm not too worried about the slight loss of exhaust flow from a slight angle there. But anyways, I'll go on and finish getting this lined up, tacked up, and we'll slide it underneath the car and see how it looks. If everything lines up fairly well, I'll pull it back out, finish weld those two joints, and go on and get those front two sections bolted in. Then we'll figure out how to make the muffler fit the way it needs to. Well, it looks like we are on the right track. Let's see here if I can set this camera down low enough. If I turn this like it's supposed to, it tucks everything up high. Pipe fits in the cutout for that. And we end up with the muffler coming out like so. So yeah, I think that'll probably work. And then I'll have to trim that a little bit to get the muffler where it needs to be. But yeah, I think it'll work. We'll see. Well, we just about got it. I just got to sort out what to do with this guy right here to make it look right. Because the way the mount is back here, it's supposed to hang from this rubber tab, but this muffler isn't right for this car, so I'm either gonna have to flip the canister, which will put the muffler further in, which would look right, but then I'm gonna have to cut this off, rotate it to get the tab in the right spot. Don't know yet. This is obviously gonna be too long, so I'm gonna have to cut it off anyways. But yeah, it's almost there. Well, we have got it pretty well wrapped up. Exhaust comes back. Got a hanger there, which is kind of a custom setup. That's how it was. Well, there was a clamp on it originally. That's not where the factory mount is supposed to go, I don't believe, but it is what it is, so I made it work. Then we come back, we angle around the axle, beam deal there, and then we come back and we land at the factory mount in the back. We don't have any rattles that I can see, and The tailpipe section coming out of the muffler turns and angles up slightly with the body. Comes out just far enough to get past the bumper and such, so we're not sooting up the back of the car. So, yeah, I think it's gonna look good. Well, I think it looks good. Next question is how it sounds. I have not started this car yet. I'm gonna go over and make sure the manifold nuts and everything are tight, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about there. I'll get you guys set up and we'll do the first start on it. It's carbureted, so it'll be a cold start, and we'll let it run a little bit, see how it sounds, go from there. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up. It turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the owner's gonna be as well. I think he'll be really happy with the fact that we were able to get this set up to work instead of having to send it back or just buy another one. There was a little pinhole leak around the slip fit connection at the middle of the car. I snugged that clamp down. We'll see how it does and go from there. I couldn't really feel anything around it after I did that, so we'll see. But I'm overall happy with the way it fits. I think it looks good. It does sound good. It's got a nice low rumble, but it's not doesn't have any drone in the car, or at least it doesn't sound like it. Sorry for the noise. It is pouring down rain here right now. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up. If you got any comments, questions, complaints, drop them in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, we got a PayPal account set up. Link to that's in the video description. We got the website set up, www.notsograndgarage.com. You can get your black diesel gear, you get your merch, so on and so forth. You know the deal. If you would, hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out quite a bit and doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.